This is episode 15 of Deep in Some Thoughts, and today we're going to talk about cosplay. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in to Deep in Some Thoughts, and the first thing that's on my mind today is that producer Chris is a nasty motherfucker. And he comes into my house and he keeps fucking burping the nastiest burps that I've heard in my entire life. Like, have some fucking manners, dude. And if you do it again right now, I'm going to come over there and slap the shit out of you. Okay, moving on. A couple things I need to talk about today. First thing that happened this week is last week somebody asked me about shooting a wedding. Okay, and the first wedding that I talked about before, they actually bailed out. So that makes me really fucking mad. And then, so then they're like, oh, well, that person was like, oh, my dad found a photographer and he's going to pay for it. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I just wasted all this time quoting your wedding, trying to make it work for you. So then I got another person who asked me how much I would charge for a wedding. And, you know, I saw that they posted on their Facebook and they were like, I don't want somebody who's going to break the bank or whatever. So, like, I personally, because I'm a good purse, I want to tell you, you know, what are you looking for? What do you want exactly? What do I need to do? And, you know, maybe I can work with you on your price. Like, I'm not just going to come out and be like, fucking $10,000, cool, that's it, you know? No. So, like, if you need to stay in a specific price range, I'm going to help you stay in that price range. Because I'm a good person. But they messaged me, and I'm like, okay, what are you looking for? What do you want? What's your budget? Whatever. And guess what, dude? They never fucking responded. And that makes me so mad, dude. Because I'm already thinking ahead. I'm already thinking like, oh, well, you know, if I do it for this much, it's going to be a pain for me, but, you know, I'm helping somebody out. But they don't respond. And it's been like a week and a half. And I'm about ready to be like, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's fires going on in California, dude. And if you don't live here in Tucson, I'm just going to let you know that how absolutely insane it is to see smoke from the fires in California here in Tucson. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, I left work the other day and I saw that it was a gloomy day. I thought it was going to rain. And I look outside and I'm like, wait a minute. That's smoke. And it smelled like smoke. And I could see the sun was fucking red. And I was looking at the sun like a fucking idiot. But I was like going like this, you know? And then somebody walked down and was like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, the sun. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm looking at the fucking sun. But that, you know, that's crazy. You know, they're saying that it was a gender reveal party over there that started the fire. But the fire it's a big fire, dude. I saw a video on Facebook and I saw like a wind tunnel turning the fire into like a fucking tornado. Isn't that fucking crazy? But anyways, I hope they get that under control, you know. I think it's bigger than the one we had here, right? So the one here in Tucson, that was on fire for like a month. And that one, I mean, wasn't California just on fire like 6 months ago? They just need to chop California off and let it be an island again. Not again. Again? No. Anyways, another cool thing is that one of our guests that was on the other day, he told me that somebody went to his work and recognized him from the podcast. And I was like, did you feel like a celebrity, dude? Because I would have. Nobody's recognized me from my podcast, so I'm a little fucking jealous. Like, why do you recognize him, but you don't recognize me? It's fucked up. Anyways, if you've never met me and you see me on this podcast, go ahead and say hi, because it'll boost my ego a little bit, you know? Anyways, so moving on. We have a special guest today. She is a cosplayer. She is a model. And she is awesome. Please welcome my guest, Sailor Salem. All right. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm hot. I keep talking about
it's
that.
Room temperature.
Everyone thinks I'm fucking crazy. I'm hot. The backs of my knees are sweating. So I'm gonna start dripping down my calves in a few minutes.
Now people can visualize that at home.
I hope so. Anyways, so go ahead. Oh, first of all, it's nice to meet you. I never met you before. Yeah. Go ahead and tell me about yourself. Tell the people about you.
Hello,
and who
people.
You are.
I'm Sailor Salem. I'm like a brief overall. I'm a cosplayer. That's basically what it is. I create content, and producer Chris over there is my main photographer. He helps me out very often. I create content on Instagram, Facebook, OnlyFans, Twitter, any social media, basically, I post to.
Nice. Very nice. So, what got you into doing cosplay? So I'm sure cosplay probably started out as a hobby. I've cosplayed before.
What have you cosplayed?
I have cosplayed as Nightwing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I've cosplayed as... I did like my own version of like a Sith Lord.
That's pretty cool. An original character.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've done a lot. That I can't really think of right now, but...
I was just going to judge you, but they're all cool.
You want to judge me?
Yeah, they're all really cool, so...
Thanks. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on those costumes. I've always wanted to make my own.
It's hard.
And it's really hard.
It's hard.
Yeah. But going to Comic-Con, it like seems... People like handmade costumes a lot better. Like I went as Nightwing, and Brendan went as like a transformer that he made out of boxes, and then
he could like transform. I've seen those.
Well, he couldn't transform, but it was like a mix between Doctor Who and a transformer.
Oh,
so
cool.
He was like
like
transformer TARDIS.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. So everyone was taking pictures with him, and I'm like, I'm Nightwing.
Like, hey, well, hi.
Hey guys, I'm over here, Nightwing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, when they ask me when they want to get into cosplay, I always recommend kind of buying an outfit first, just so you can kind of see how, because I feel like people don't realize how much goes into something like that. A really elaborate costume is going to be obviously pretty expensive, but if you're doing something pretty basic, then you can kind of look at the structure of everything and kind of get an idea of how to make it yourself if you want to.
Right. You know, that's true when you say that a lot goes into it, because it's not just a outfit. It's the gear, the weapons, the props.
Props are my favorite.
Wigs.
Yes.
All the stuff. You know, like when I did, well, let's just go back to Nightwing. When I did Nightwing, I had to make my sticks, and I made the sticks out of PVC pipe, and I was able to turn it into a staff and everything.
Super cool.
But I also didn't like the mask that came with the costume, so then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go buy like a legit silicone mask, and then, you know, that was like fucking, you know, it just didn't.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process, and I was like, oh, I'm working this fucking shitty job and I want to pay for
a silicone mask.
$500 silicone mask.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that much, but I don't really know how much it was. But still, it's like, it's a process, and you still, you'll get a costume. You might not like certain things about it, so then you want to tweak it. Yeah.
A lot of what I've only made probably 3 total outfits, like completely. But a lot of what I do is I buy a base outfit, so something, kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And then I go through and I seamstress it up and I make it more my size, or I change, how it fits, or if I don't like a certain piece, like a lot of the costumes come with, there's a belt, just like that, shitty floppy material, not an actual leather belt. So I'll go make one of those. So you can just kind of add to it. That way, it's not as long of a process as starting from scratch.
Yeah.
But you still get a really good end result.
So you are doing this professionally, right? Full time?
Correct.
Take me through like the process. So like starting cosplay, and I'm sure it was a hobby, going to Comic-Con and doing all that stuff. And then, at what point did you think that you should transition into modeling, transition into doing it full time?
So if I'm like going all the way back on the timeline. My mom actually is super, super into Halloween. Like Halloween was our Christmas time. Like she had the inflatables, like all of the stuff. It was a big time. And she made all of our costumes when we were little.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like one year I wanted to be a peacock. She made it. Like bought peacock feathers, did it all up. It was awesome.
Wow.
I was like 7.
Yeah.
So throughout my whole life, being dressed up for Halloween was like the thing. So as I got older, I started to look at cosplay, specifically Jessica Nigri. She's like the biggest cosplayer besides Yaya Han. And I started to see what she was doing and that she was doing it as a job.
Yeah.
So, I started going to cons out of cosplay with my dad.
Yeah.
And so we would just go and hang out, nerd out about everything that's there. And I would see these other cosplayers that aren't, this idolized. They were just people that I knew.
Right.
So it made it a lot more attainable. So I was like, oh, maybe I could do this. I could try and see what happens. So I think it was 2015 was when I got my Harley Quinn cosplay.
That was your first?
My first one, the Suicide Squad. So
very nice.
Seeing Harley Quinn, she's like one of my favorites. Up on the screen, I was like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like she's so awesome. Margot Robbie's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I can do this. So I got everything ready. I bought almost everything. I bought the wig. It was awful, and I had to fix it multiple times. It's dead now. And then I reached out to Chris, and I was like, hey, do you want to do this picture thing? It's cosplay. So we went downtown. It was actually a really positive experience, which I think is what kind of propelled me to continue to do it.
Kind of started that spark.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we were down there and like, people were letting us use their bar to shoot. And Harley, I had like shot glasses next to me. And all these people were reacting really positive to me. So after that, I was like, I want to do this more.
Yeah.
So it was really slow because cosplay is expensive.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. And I was working at GameStop at the time. So definitely not, big bucks.
Right.
So I was slowly just trying to figure out, okay, how can I make these things so I don't have to break the bank, but also make it look really good.
Right.
And I think it just kind of, snowballed from there. I was constantly texting Chris like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I have this new thing. Let's go do it. So it just kind of took off from there.
Kind of like trial and error, like what you're comfortable doing.
Right.
I mean, as a photographer too, like seeing models who have never done it before compared to models that have done it over and over and over, it's like a world of a difference.
Yeah, the poses I think are the biggest thing.
Especially for cosplay, you need to know your character.
Yes, I do actually a ton of research before.
Yeah.
I go through and I do like stills of whatever. It's usually anime or a game. I go through and I look at the stills and like what they pose as, like how they, hold themselves. And then that way when I get there, it's not just Chris being like,
oh, well, I don't know.
Do something.
Who are you again?
So there is a lot of study that goes in behind it. But in terms of me deciding to do it full time, it was actually a really hard decision.
Yeah.
A scary one. I feel like anyone who's in the arts kind of knows that.
Yeah.
you know, that jump is really scary to make because it's not positive that you'll be making enough to live, basically.
Yeah, and it's not consistent, or it might not be consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
So luckily I have a really supportive partner who was like, do it. Like, just quit. Like, you hate your job. You don't, like, you love dressing up. All you want to do all day is cosplay. Like, just do it and see what happens. Yeah. And so actually OnlyFans is the platform that I took the jump on, rather than Patreon, actually.
Really? Well, it's exploding right now.
Yes.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. And I've met a lot of great people on there.
Yeah.
And they do awesome work, but it's very different from my type of work on there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult too, because people go with an expectation on OnlyFans. So it's kind of getting past that as well. Right. As well as, you know, people who are like, oh my gosh, you do OnlyFans.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. You too.
So, but the money there is relatively consistent, and it's what's allowed me to kind of take that jump. So, I mean, as long as it keeps growing, I want to expand to different platforms. Yeah.
So what is the expectation? Like, if somebody brand new would go to your OnlyFans right now, what would they expect?
The platform is mostly very sexual. So I would assume people would think it's nude content. Yeah. Which, unfortunately, sorry, everyone, it's not. Yeah. My content on there is very lewd, but it never gets to the naked point. So it's basically what you would see in, like, some pretty tasteful fan art. But I get to create these full cosplays that I post to all my regular social media. So it's the full decked out props, everything. And then on my OnlyFans, it's more of like the, you know, what would happen if, you know, you were in a little risque situation with
like,
the character.
Oops, I dropped my pen.
Right. Exactly. So I get to create the whole nother side to the character, because every character I think about, okay, well, if this character was, you know, trying to get sexy, what would they look like? So Raven is going to be very different from Mitsuri, from Demon Slayer. So it's fun to get to kind of play with sexuality on that side as well. And I mean, it's just fun. Yeah. I just like it.
I'm sure it is. I love cosplaying. I don't do it like you do, but I mean, it's always like a lot of fun going out. And going back to what you said, how like your first time doing it, you had a lot of positive responses, and it's like, it's crazy to think that when you put on a costume and you go out into the public and you have all this anxiety about everybody seeing you dressed up, and then all of a sudden people are giving you positive responses, and you're like, holy crap, like it's not weird, you know what I'm saying? And it's weird to me that it's not weird, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, I'm a very introverted person. Yeah. So going into cosplay, I was really worried. I was like, you know, people are going to think I'm a freak. I'm just dressing up as all these characters. But it's so funny. I go to so many cons when they were happening. And it's like, it's a safe place because everyone is so welcoming. Oh, yeah. So like one of my main things is when people are like, hey, like, you know, I'm really scared to cosplay this character because she looks like this. Yeah. And I don't look like that. Like, just do it. Yeah. Do it anyways. Yeah. Do it because you love it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyone can cosplay, and anyone will look good in cosplay, and 100% support. You're going to be awesome.
Yeah. And that's funny because the one time I dressed up, it was Christmas time, and I dressed up as Santa Claus. So I had like this Santa Claus jumper. I had the beard, and it wasn't a hat, but I had a hoodie with the Santa Claus on it. And then I wore sunglasses, and then I literally went out and bought reindeer costumes for all my friends, and then elf costumes. Perfect. And I was like, you guys are going to wear this, and we're going out tonight. Yeah. And, you know, they were having, like, so much anxiety, like, we're going to look stupid, like, whatever. Like, some of them were all about it. And then we get to and it was a club, you know?
Right.
We got to a club.
I mean, you're going to be around drunk people at top of it, so I'm sure they loved it.
Walking into, like, a fucking theme song, you know, like we felt like we were walking in at least I did. It felt like I was walking in slow motion, and it got so many positive responses. It was so like people were taking pictures with us all night. It's just fun. And then my friends got all fucking lame and was like, it's hot, and then they took off their costumes.
The back of their knees were sweating.
The backs of their knees were sweating, and they took off their costumes. I'm like, no, dude. I'm staying in my costume. I don't give a fuck.
You commit.
I commit.
Good for you.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I do with heels.
Yeah?
Yep.
I've never worn heels, so I wouldn't know.
Get on it.
So, so we already talked about like what you're doing now. So the OnlyFans, like what is your plan moving forward too? So is there anything that anyone can look forward to, or anything that you want to do or want to try to pursue?
So my main thing right now is partnerships and Patreon. So for people who don't know what Patreon is, it's basically exclusive content similar to OnlyFans, not on the lewd side usually, but still could be. But it's usually physical rewards. So it's like prints, it's magnets, it's stickers, it's access to maybe, behind the scenes content.
Yeah.
Not something that I do want to get into, but printing is expensive. Physical rewards are expensive. So it's more of me trying to expand enough to where that could be viable. Because I would love to see myself as a little magnet. I think that would be amazing.
That would be cool.
So that's definitely a goal that I have. And the second goal is the partnerships with brands. I have partnered with one so far, Geek Life.
Okay.
They're basically just a nerd brand. Like they just put out content about cons or pop culture, that kind of stuff. But I want to get into more things like, wigs that I use constantly. Colored contacts that I use constantly. Partnering with those people would be really
be so
cool.
Helpful.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I already use them all the time anyways.
Yeah.
I have very specific brands that I consistently use. So it would be cool as soon as I get enough growth that I would be able to kind of be like, hey, let's do something together. I think it would be really cool.
That'd be cool. That would be awesome. Have you ever like contracted with anybody before, photographers or other studios or something? Because there was one time me and Chris went to Comic-Con a couple of years ago, and there was a guy set up, and he had, I think, your pictures.
Oh yeah, Lucky Mint.
Is that what it was?
Yes. Lucky Mint. So they are a photography company. I'm not sure if they're still doing anything, but they're also really cool. Basically what they do are full renders. So I did have a contract with them. It's not like exclusive or anything. It's just basically saying, hey, we're taking these pictures, we own them, but you're in them and you can have them too. So
They didn't pay you?
No.
What a task.
I know. But it was one of my first things that I ever did, so I didn't expect any payment on that end. But what they did offer was free tickets to cons. So if I went and sat at the booth for 2 hours, signed prints for people who came and bought them, sold prints, I could get in for free, and they would just kind of let me wander the rest of the time, which was really cool.
Nice.
But they do the complete like background render. So the process was I went to their studio. It was an 8-hour shoot.
Oh.
I did like 7 characters. The most exhausting thing that I've ever done.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I can't even shoot for 8 hours.
My legs were done for.
Oh my God.
But it was just all the way through. We stopped for lunch once. They had a little back room that I got ready in. So it was like getting ready took 2 hours. Then we'd shoot for an hour. Then 2 hours of getting ready. And then we'd shoot for maybe 30 minutes for this character.
Jeez.
So it was a lot of work, but it was super fun.
I'm sure it was fun, but I mean, they could have broke it down to like, oh, hey, let's do Saturday and Sunday, or like, no, we're gonna
overwork me. I didn't think it would be that hard. So when they're like, all day, just bring everything you have, I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
No, terrible.
Did they at least give you exposure? Like, did it give you good exposure? Did you notice a difference?
I noticed like a lot of people that I know that go to cons are like, oh my gosh, I saw your prints. Like, that's so cool. And I would have people who buy them and stuff, which was really cool. That was actually before I knew how important branding was.
Yeah.
So my cosplay name is different on those photos than it is now. But I think it was a good like test run on how things go.
Right.
So it was a cool experience to try and see, first of all, how important branding is and that you keep your name consistent. Really important. And 2, just how shoots go. Because I had only shot with Chris up to that point. We do location shoots for the most part.
Yeah, which I think are the best, honestly.
I prefer them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it's easier on the photographer for editing. first of all, but also just it's so much more fun to feel like you're in the environment that the character would be in.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier to kind of get into it than just standing in front of butcher paper.
Right. Which there's nothing wrong with studio shoots either. It just depends on the vibe that you're going for.
Right.
I'm not a super big fan of like the green screen and changing out the backgrounds and all that. I'd rather go find a place that's going to fit your character or fit the theme of the shoot and shoot it. Or if we're going to do studio, okay, we're going to do traditional studio. It's going to be a backdrop like this one or a white backdrop, and it's going to be, that's it. I'm not going to change the background. Don't expect me to change the background. Don't even ask me to change the background.
You're like, this is what you get.
Exactly.
I know when we did a studio shoot, it was 02. I really liked that because we played with lighting. I think the studio environment does give more kind of leeway with the crazy lighting. I think we did red and blue. But it's a lot cooler in that scenario than it would be, you know, if we were at a location. But we also did, what was it? I think it was Sailor Mars too, where we played with shadows. So it's cool to just kind of play with the lighting in the studio.
Was that the one in the red jumpsuit? In the red?
Yeah, 02. Yeah. With the little horns. Yeah, that's an anime. Too bad you don't watch them.
We'll talk about that later. Well, good thing you brought that up because that was my next question. Like, what cosplays have you done / are working on right now?
I've done so many.
Just start listing them off.
So I was just I told Chris yesterday, he was like, oh, well, what do you want to shoot? And I was like, I have to go home and look. Like I lose track of what I have.
Yeah.
So I've done 02, Sailor Mars, Zelda from Breath of the Wild, Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, and Birds of Prey. Raven.
That's a DC character?
Yennefer, yes. Raven from Teen Titans specifically. Yennefer, Ciri, both from Witcher. Khaleesi in her Dothraki outfit. I'm trying to think of what else. I've done Zero Suit Samus.
Nice.
Vault Dweller, Vault 111, so Fallout 4. So many more. Wow. Honestly, I can't even think of all of them. Nurse Joy.
From Pokemon?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what kind of cosplays are you working on now?
So, I always have a bajillion ideas, but what's actually like concrete in the works? I have a few Naruto cosplays coming up. One specifically Kakashi, because he's my boy. Love him.
Okay.
I have Mitsuri. She's the love pillar from Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Those are the two solid ones right now that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I have a ton of other ones that are in the works that hopefully I'll get done soon.
Yeah.
Especially for Halloween time. I'm looking to go more spooky rather than, sexy for a little bit.
Yeah. Very nice. And I love spooky.
Yeah.
We just talked about that, but I love doing spooky shoots. Now let's say somebody is starting out. Okay. What is like a cost range you would say for like a basic cosplay?
So the price range is really going to depend on the quality that you want. So for example, I commissioned my Winged Victory Mercy. She's from Overwatch, and I had 3 props that went with it. I had a big set of wings, a staff, and a headpiece, along with all the seamstress work.
Yeah.
That grand totaled around $1,800.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So if you're wanting super high quality, like to the T, everything, it's gonna be expensive because you're paying for that artist's time.
Yeah.
And the props that were made were stellar.
Great.
I could not have even imagined them being any better. But if you're just starting out and you just want to do a really basic, like for example, Naruto, say you want to do Naruto, a decent cosplay that's going to look pretty good, probably not the best quality, but it's enough for you to wear to a con. You're probably looking at anywhere from $100 to $150. So it just really,
not too bad.
Yeah. The more you pay, usually the better quality.
Yeah.
And I always recommend commissioning local cosplayers, because they're going to know, what shoes should you wear for a con? They're going to know how to make them comfortable for you to walk in.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Just little details that are going to matter for you.
Wow. That's a big difference, though.
Yeah.
But you always, like, you pay for what you get, you know? So.
And if you're just doing it for fun and it's not anything that you want to be, like, crazy, then it won't matter. As long as you're having fun. That's what's important.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, if you want to go all out, go crazy, you're going to go all crazy out in the bank.
So, obviously, you pull your inspiration from shows that you watch or movies. Is there any character that you've played, or not played, but cosplayed as because of who they are, what they do in that show specifically, like their character itself, like that you liked a lot? Is there any, you know what I'm saying? Like,
a lot
is there
of them.
Inspiration for that?
Yeah. So I have a personal rule. Like, by no means is this like an unspoken rule for cosplayers, but I won't cosplay things that I don't know.
Okay.
Especially if I'm going to wear them to cons, because people do come up to you and like, oh my gosh, do you remember when your character did this, this, and this? And I don't want to be like,
no.
But so I always kind of pick characters that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
So most of the people that I cosplay, I have a personal attachment to. So like, for example, for Overwatch, I've only cosplayed Soldier 76 and Mercy. In the beginning, Soldier 76 was like my main.
Yeah.
I feel like it's most people's mains. He's a very easy character to play. But now I'm a support main. So Mercy's usually where I'm at. So those two characters are the ones that I always want to be because I have an attachment to them.
Yeah.
But there are scenarios too where I go into something new and I'm watching it and I just really like the way the character is designed. So there's usually a separation if I'm just like, oh my gosh, they look super cool. Don't really like their character, but whatever. So I will do those, but most of the time it's going to be I love them, I love who they are, and I love the way they look. So
that's good. I mean that's really awesome, I think. And then also kind of helps you get into character for that character.
Right. That's where I have to, the research is a lot less extensive if I've already seen what they do or who they are.
Yeah.
I don't have to do too much research into it. So for the most part, it's going to be things that I love already.
So you play video games?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot. A lot.
Now, I've never played video games. Like, I played video games as a kid. I think I played, like, other than, like, racing games and stuff, I played, like, Metroid. I played Legend of Zelda.
I would be upset if you hadn't.
I played
Mario.
Well, of course.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Of course.
I wasn't going to assume.
Mario. I'm just talking about, like, the nerdy, like, long storytelling games. Because I've played a bunch of games, like Mortal Kombat, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, what are they called?
RPGs.
It's been more like just Zelda, Metroid. I played Deadpool.
That was pretty funny. That was a funny game.
One, right?
Yeah, that was for 360, wasn't it? PS3.
PS3 is what I played it on.
I
don't really play game. I don't play Call of Duty. I don't play any other games. I like to watch people play.
Yeah.
Like when I used to live with my friend Brendan, he would play, and I'd be like,
it's like watching a movie
on the couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
working at GameStop, I think really amplified me playing games because I mean it's all I did, like talk to people about games or know what's happening in upcoming games. So now that I don't work there anymore, it just hasn't stopped. I still play just as much.
That's cool. What are your favorites?
Of all that's a hard question to just throw on me.
What are your favorites?
Of all time or?
Yeah, let's say of all time. By far, top of your head, best game you played in your life.
I'll just go with my very first RPG, which was Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
Yep.
That's a good one.
That's going to be up on the top there. Also really love Twilight Princess, which is usually like a weird opinion, but I loved that game too.
I mean, a lot of people talk shit on that one, and I think that was one of the best ones.
It needs to be ported to Switch so I can play it.
Yeah.
But other than that, like Witcher 3, I fell in love with that game. I have beaten it over 10 times.
Wow.
So I went through all the difficulties, New Game Plus, all the DLCs. So when the TV show came out, I was really, really excited.
Do you ever play any like Telltale games?
Yes, the Walking Dead series is fantastic.
I played. Well, I didn't play it, but I watched Brendan play that one all the way through like 3 times.
Yeah. I sobbed.
Yeah.
Yep. I constantly
really
cry
sad.
with those games. My favorite Telltale is actually A Wolf Among Us. That one's really, really good. It doesn't get as much love because, The Walking Dead got so big.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones one is pretty cool too. They're all just good games.
I didn't know they had one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know
they're just not in business anymore.
I watched like chapter 1 of like the Batman Telltale.
It's not great.
No?
I love Batman.
I thought it was cool.
I thought
it was cool.
The emotion isn't as much as like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
When I go into Telltale, I'm like, I'm ready to cry today.
Yeah.
And there was no crying. It was just a lot of kind of like, oh man, that's a bummer.
That's a bummer. Yeah. Why did you do that?
Yeah. They're all cool games. I'm really sad they're not making them anymore. But there are other companies like that are making like Until Dawn. It's a horror game that's similar to Telltale. You might like that. It's like playing a movie.
Nice. I was in Las Vegas and I did a horror VR one time. Ooh. And I literally thought I almost shit my pants.
Yeah, no,
it was
scary.
So scary. Like, well, I mean, the graphics weren't the best, but it's still you're in it. And basically, they strapped you to a chair, and the game was you were strapped to a chair going through this like haunted house asylum thing. Holy crap! Okay, and they do not hold back at all. Like there was this like demon thing that was like. It was huge, laughing in my face, and it like went to like stab me, and I was like, and like oh my god, I could feel it. I swear I thought I probably felt it like enter my body, like
it's freaky.
It was crazy.
I actually played Resident Evil 7 Biohazard in VR.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Really?
I feel like going through an experience is really scary, but participating in the experience is really, really scary. Especially Resident Evil always does so well on their graphics.
Yeah.
And you could tell that they geared it towards VR because there were some points where like something would reach out right in your face, and I was like, I hate this. Yeah,
I remember starting that game, and I was like, I mean, I was fine at first, but towards the end, I was like, I remember going down like the final like room, and I was like gripping my controller so hard. I was like, no, and I was like, oh my god, I was
it's
so
crazy that technology can take those experiences to that level.
Yeah,
it's insane.
So moving on from games, what movies or shows do you pull your inspiration from too, and what are your favorites?
So
I'm gonna put that one on you again.
It'll be definitely anime.
Okay. I've never watched anime in my life.
Why?
I don't know. It just
that's not a good enough reason.
It just never clicked. Like I never got into.
There are so many different genres. I mean, it's just like any other type of media. Like I'm sure there's something for everyone. But there are some animes that I wouldn't recommend just because they're so ridiculously long that it's overwhelming for people. But my top animes would probably have to be Attack on Titan because that's the very first anime I ever read manga for.
Okay. Did you read it backwards?
I mean, I guess it's kind of backwards.
It goes backwards.
I read it online.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was more of a scrolling. But yeah, you still have to read the opposite way. And then Demon Slayer, which is relatively new, but an amazing, like, the animation for it is so different and so pretty to look at.
Yeah.
And the story is awesome. That would actually be one that I would recommend. Especially, you're
Demon
into
Slayer?
creepy.
Yeah.
So this is like demons in the night. They eat people, they rip people apart, and you would like how creepy it is.
Okay. Is it cheesy? Is anime cheesy? I've always kind of thought the anime would be cheesy.
So in the 90s, absolutely. So like some of the Dragon Ball episodes, they're a little cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's a classic. You can't say anything bad about it. Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
Little cheesy.
Well, I watched it's brand new. I watched the Transformers series on Netflix and it's considered an anime.
Correct.
And
I
didn't like it. But the thing is I'm a big Transformers fan, and I was like, this did not do Transformers justice.
That's fair. I think I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak on it.
Yeah.
But there are certain things I think shouldn't be touched, kind of classics, because then you do get, the reactions like that it's not true to, the source material. But anime, I think, like the newer ones that kind of bring something new, I think is definitely worth the watch.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. I just know my girlfriend would never want to watch it, and so like.
But I had the same problem. But guess what? I made him sit down and watch it.
Really?
And now he will not stop.
Really?
Yep. We watched Demon Slayer. It was the first anime that he had to watch subbed.
Subbed?
Subtitled.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's ready to hang out.
Can I have a fucking interview or what? Are you gonna jump or not?
So there's two different types. There's subbed and dubbed. Dubbed is the English version.
Yeah.
So usually when you're beginning with anime, you're gonna want to do dubbed just because it's easier.
Yeah.
But it was a real struggle. But I got him to sit down and he watched Demon Slayer subbed and he loved it.
Really?
Yeah, he thought it was amazing. So if that gives you any persuasion that someone who doesn't watch anime sat and read it, not even just watched.
He read it too?
Yeah, because it's all down there.
Oh,
it's
I
crazy.
mean, like, I thought you meant Echo. Get down. Fucking rude. Never done that before. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
So after we were so fucking rudely interrupted, I thought it would be fun that I had this quiz prepared, but you guys voted 2-1 that you guys are going to make me do it.
You're going to test your knowledge.
Test my knowledge, and I just told you I've never seen anime. This is an anime quiz.
It's going to be great. You're going to do great.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you this, but it's going to be... Let me put this... Okay, so I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna put it right here.
Perfect.
You can control it.
All right.
So we have an anime quiz, and it says, "Name that character."
I just need you to guess his name. Like, don't even look at the responses. Just if you had to name him, what would his name be?
The Joker.
Real original.
Look at his mouth.
Yeah, it's Kaneki. He's from Tokyo Ghoul.
Kaneki.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he have chains?
So he gets basically enslaved and tortured for a while. That's also a really good one you might like, Spooky. Not a big fan of the third season, though.
You need to use 2 fingers. Up.
Oh. Do the thing.
Do you need help?
There you go. Okay. What about her? She's one of my favorite characters. I actually did a cosplay for her, too.
I'm going to guess.
She's like, dangerous,
The only
sexy.
reason I'm going to guess is because she's wearing red, and it's going to be Ezra Scarlet?
No. It's Faye Valentine.
Faye, that was my second guess.
Yeah, that's like the perfect femme fatale name.
Why is she putting her sunglasses in her mouth?
Because she's cool.
That's what cool people do?
She's a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, so she lures bad guys in with her looks and then gets them arrested and collects money.
Oh.
An idol.
Okay.
Oh, this one's kind of strange.
Oh, it's Astro Boy.
Oh, see, you knew that one.
I know that.
See? Look, I told you you'd do great.
That's 3 for 3. Oh.
All right. I actually don't know this one. I have no idea who this is. Do you?
I know. Yeah.
Who is it?
Gundam. All form the arm. All form the
Wrong.
head. God damn it, bitch.
You're the worst.
Sorry. I
Okay,
did watch
you better know
Gundam
this
when
one.
I was a child. Oh, that's Charizard.
There you go.
He's a dragon.
Pyroblast.
What does it say? No, naughty.
Naughty.
Oh, he's so naughty.
Or Dragonmon. Ew.
Such a naughty dragon.
All right. I also don't know who this one is. Look, I'm doing just as bad as you.
It's John Wick.
John Wick has boobs?
Yeah. He doesn't. The writer, let's say. The writer.
No.
Who's Celty?
Okay, I know this one too. What?
Is that up?
Oh my god.
Up. Do it over here. Over here.
Who is he? He's in the same anime as Faye Valentine. Bebop.
So is he Bebop?
That's the name of the ship.
So he's not Bebop.
No. His name is Spike.
Spike? Why?
Why is your name
Shouldn't he
Juan?
have spiky hair?
Yeah. I mean, most anime characters do.
Hair.
I feel like that. Dang it, I always forget. Okay. This is from Fullmetal Alchemist. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Anakin Skywalker.
I mean, he does have like a robot hand, I guess. His name is Edward. Yes.
Edward. Wow.
You know, I actually have never seen this anime, but I know who she is. I see lots of cosplays of her pretty often.
What does that say? Yoshimi Flamingo?
Is that your guess?
Is that a mop behind her?
A mop?
What is this?
Oh, actually, it looks like a head.
A head?
A pile of straw.
I'm going to guess it's Revy.
Well, let's see if you're right. No.
Dang it.
You're not. Yay! My fave. This is from Attack on Titan.
He reminds me of the guy from The Mummy.
Brandon Fraser?
Yeah.
I guess.
He has a grappling hook.
Yeah, they have like little shooty things that they grapple.
So is his name Zipline?
No, it's not.
Mm.
I would say that was a good guess, but it's Eren Yeager.
Why don't they have cool nicknames? They just have basic ass names. Hey, my name is Edward, and I can fucking summon the
isn't
demons.
this one from yours?
From mine? From mine?
From Chris. Chris's anime that he likes.
Is this one Ezra Scarlet?
Look at you.
She has red hair.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know this one.
That's Goku.
See? Perfect. You're doing a lot better than I thought you would.
Well, some of these animes are like my childhood fucking.
I don't know who this one is.
Okay.
Take a wild guess.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Damn it.
No.
Oh, is that Tails?
Tails.
Tails when he Tails his girlfriend.
She's cute.
Fox?
You think her name is Fox?
Fox. What the fuck? Why wouldn't her name be Fox?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, this is the Jeepers Creepers dude.
We have
Okay. You got Devil.
D.
V. Alucard.
Yeah, it's Dracula backwards.
Oh. Oh, it is. Oh, wow. Is it D?
Just D?
Just D. Ooh, I bet he gives everybody the D.
Let's see. Oh.
Okay.
He's from Bleach.
Bleach?
Mm-hmm. That's the anime.
Why is it called Bleach?
Couldn't tell you.
They should all wear white. It's going to be called Bleach.
Maybe it's because he bleached his hair. He's kind of like a redhead, I guess.
I mean, if you had dark hair before and you bleach your hair, it could turn orange or red. Don't ask me how I know that. This is Ichigo.
There you go.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, another one of my favorite. I can't even tell you the name of the anime because it will give it away. I love him. His brother's name is Sesshomaru.
That's a him?
Mm-hmm. He's a half demon.
He's a demon?
Yep. A dog demon. That's why he got little puppy ears. Very stylish. I love him.
Okay. Does he have an OnlyFans?
No, he should. I would subscribe.
Is it Inuyasha?
It is.
It is. Wow. That was a guess.
Oh, yay! I just talked about him that I have a cosplay coming up for him. Were you paying attention?
You named so many, though. Well, that is the Naruto character. I know that.
Yes, it is.
Is it Yagami?
No, it's not. It's Kakashi.
Kakashi.
Light Yagami is from Death Note. Oh.
Hey, that's Sam Winchester.
Oh. This is from Death Note.
No, it's from Supernatural. That's Sam Winchester.
Sam has much longer hair in the later seasons.
In the later seasons, yeah.
Which that's ending soon.
I know. Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
You know, they only have 2 more episodes left.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I stopped watching after season 8.
Okay, so this is, L.
His name is Light.
Light?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he looks like a dork.
I don't know who this is.
I'm gonna say because he looks like a douchebag, it's Vincenzo. Wrong.
Arsene.
I don't like this quiz.
I mean, how many have you gotten correct?
I don't know. How many have I gotten wrong and you put the right answer?
That's true.
Well, that guy looks kind of cool. He is not Spike.
Right, because we already guessed him.
Mm-hmm.
Using some deduction skills.
Okay, from my experience, they've all had fucking normal ass names. So I'm going to say it's Nicholas.
No. Vash the Stampede.
Okay.
This is a long quiz.
It is long. We'll do one more.
She's also from Attack on Titan. She chops all the Titans up. She's like a supernatural, crazy, good killer.
So when I usually compare the name to the person, I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say Celti.
No, it's Mikasa.
Mikasa?
Ackerman.
Yukasa?
Yep, Tsukasa.
Mikasa Tsukasa? Hey, that's Naruto. Look.
Uzumaki.
Ooh, I was right. Okay.
Good for you.
That's
You
enough.
did it.
So we didn't get through the whole thing, but whatever. Oh, why does this girl have so many tattoos? Tribal. Hey, the 90s called. They want their tattoo back. Stop. Okay. Well, that was fun.
It was a little painful.
I'm not a good guesser.
No, that means you should probably watch some animes.
You know, give me any other fucking quiz and I'll probably kill it, okay? Oh, look, I got a score of 14 out of 24.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I think there's probably like 3. I have seen Gundam, though.
I've never seen Gundam.
It goes, all form the arm. All form the head.
Kind of sounds like Voltron.
Oh, that was Voltron. Oh, fucking bitch. I watched Voltron, not Gundam. I got them confused. Hey, dude, I watched it when I was a kid.
I was like, that sounds like Voltron.
I was a little kid.
I used to have all the toys, all the cats.
I used to have one that came up to my nipple, dude, when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was going to say as a kid.
When I was a child.
Yeah.
That was my dad's. So thanks for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, except for that quiz. It was a stupid quiz.
I mean,
stupid quiz.
We can do better next time.
Maybe. So before we go, is there anything you want to plug? Your Instagram, your OnlyFans, your Twitter, your Reddit, your YouTube, anything?
So all of the above, it's all the same thing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Sailor Salem with an underscore at the end.
Sailor Salem _.
Mm-hmm. It's on all platforms.
Every single one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's my Twitch, too. I also stream.
Oh, you do Twitch streaming?
Yeah.
Do you Twitch and cosplay?
Yep.
Nice.
Usually Twitch, I either do Overwatch or horror games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And you heard it. Sailor Salem _.
That's the one.
Everything. Even on MySpace.
Yeah. I have a really good playlist on my page.
Well, thank you guys for listening to Deepen Some Thoughts. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, review at the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Deepen Some Thoughts. Subscribe to the YouTube if you want to see the video version at Deepen Some Thoughts Podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me at deepensomethoughts@gmail.com. And the last thing I would like to say is, if you're going to ask someone to do a wedding for them, don't fucking ignore them after you send them a message. Okay? Alright. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.